the Packers last night in a marquee quarterback matchup. Green Bay was driving in the fourth quarter to take the lead when Aaron Jones fumbled. On the Patriots' next drive, Julian Edelman got a chance to throw the ball, connected with James White to set up the go-ahead touchdown. Then later in the fourth, Brady found Josh Gordon for a 55-yard TD to seal the win. The Patriots have now won 6 straight. Let's take a listen to Rodgers and Brady after the game.
We made some plays in the fourth quarter when we needed to, and anytime you beat a good football team, it feels good. So 7-2 is it's a long ways from 1-2 where we were. We strung together a lot of wins, playing good football, and we got to keep it going.
We're not hitting on all cylinders. We're hurting ourselves with negative yardage plays and missed throws and turnovers at the wrong time, and not being on the same page too many times. Whether I'm missing a throw or we're not in the spot I think we're going to be at, it's happening in the worst times. When we have to play our best in those crunch times, we haven't been playing our best.
All right, Shannon, what was your takeaway from last night's game?
I think the Patriots showed they have the better of the two football teams. I thought both quarterbacks played okay. Both guys made some incredible throws. I thought for a large chunk of the game, at least for the first 3 quarters, Brady seemed uncomfortable. Had a stretch there where he has 6 straight incompletions. But the thing that I love most about him is that he never forces the ball. He's willing to throw the ball away. He's willing to throw the ball in the dirt because he knows that his defense at some point in time can make a play and probably will make a play. So he's not going to force anything. And I know Skip hates this. He hates when great quarterbacks have to use trickery. He hates when Aaron Rodgers draws the guys offside. He hates when Aaron Rodgers...
Three times last night.
Jenny.
Still Shannon.
Thank you, Skip. I would appreciate if you not interrupt me.
Yeah.
Try to distract the audience again.
When I unleash, it's going to be over.
Okay, but it's not your turn to unleash. Can I have my moment?
Try.
Reclaiming 25 seconds. Skip doesn't like this when 2 great players, especially at the quarterback position, and they have to resort to trickery. The game was really decided by 2 plays, and neither was made by Tom Brady. It was the Julian Edelman pass to Edelman's pass to James White, and the fumble. Yeah. Neither one of those plays were made by Tom Brady. I felt that going into the fourth quarter, the Packers had all the momentum. Aaron Rodgers had just made 2 incredible throws. And the running back, he has both hands on the ball. He's trying to protect it because he knows the ball, turnovers are at a premium, especially if you're playing in New England. And the guy came from behind and did a great job of getting the ball out. Coaching matters. And a lot of times, we talk coaching matters. Yeah, it does. Because if you look at it, it's 4th and 21. Why would Green Bay attempt to block that punt? Because first of all, you're going to get great field position. It changed, Skip, 24 yards of field position. Instead of having the ball at the 31, you have the ball at the 7. But if you look at the guy, he runs into the punter from the side, which lets me know his aiming point at the very beginning was off. Having been on special teams, having been on punt block, you go for where you think the guy is going to be, not for where the guy is. And he hits the guy in the side, which lets me know his aiming point was off from the beginning. But give those guys, give the Patriots credit. They never panic. They're well coached. They're disciplined. They don't beat themselves. The injuries started to mount for the Packers, and the Patriots just waited their time, and struck at the most opportune of times. So give the Patriots credit. I don't think the Packers are a very good football team. I think they have an all-time great player at quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. But other than that, I don't think they're a very good football team, and they're probably going to miss the playoffs. And it's going to cost Mike McCarthy his job this year.
Wow. They're going to miss the playoffs with the best player in the history of pro football?
It's happened before.
Wow.
It's happened before.
That's shocking to me.
So I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. The best player has never missed the playoffs.
Well, he did once, his second year in the league, but that's it. That's all that
Joe Montana never missed the playoffs?
I'm talking about Tom Brady.
Well, it's your turn to talk, so you can talk about what...
Thank you. Game over. My turn. Ball in my court. My bottom line was that predictably, when it really, really mattered in the fourth quarter, Tom Brady outplayed Aaron Rodgers. No shock to me. And Tom Brady did it without Rob Gronkowski, without Sony Michel, without his best offensive lineman, Shaq Mason. And while Chris Hogan caught 0 balls for the whole game last night, if you can believe that. And so, as usual in big games, if you can believe this, Shannon can't. Tom Brady went 6 for 6 in the fourth quarter for 104 yards and a touchdown, and the Patriots won the fourth quarter 14-0. Meanwhile, in the fourth quarter, most people probably just forgot about this and swept it under their little rugs, but Aaron Rodgers went 2 for 7 in the fourth quarter for a grand total of 15 yards. So Tom Brady 6 for 6 for 104.
You know you're making
Aaron
my point
Rodgers
from it.
2 of 7 for 15 yards.
You know that
15 yards.
that point I
It's
made on
my
Friday?
turn, Jenny. I think it's my turn.
Yes.
I reclaimed 15 seconds right there. Thank you very much. And of course, right on schedule, after Tom Brady hit Josh Gordon for the clinching touchdown, which was the play of the game.
Sure he was throwing to Josh Gordon?
Yes,
Are you
I'm
sure?
completely sure. Utterly, completely
Julian Edelman
sure.
didn't think so.
Want to bet?
Julian Edelman didn't
Okay,
think so.
want to bet that he was throwing to Josh Gordon?
I'm just saying, Julian Edelman didn't think
I'll
so.
get to that in just a second. But predictably, that was 7:55 left in the game, and I had to watch over the last 7 minutes. Aaron Rodgers, what do I call him? The LeBron James of the National Football League. He went LeBron. He started melodramatically. Oh,
Don't do that.
My hand hurts.
Don't do that.
Because he had to signal the audience, I got to have an excuse. I need a pass here because I hurt my hand, and I know I'm losing the game, and I don't think we can come back from 14 down. But it reminded me of LeBron going to his post-game media
This is
session
not
after
LeBron.
he got swept with a soft cast on his right hand. Do you remember that?
No,
That was
no.
a classic. It was all time. So,
You call for football.
Tom Brady for this football game threw for 294 yards with 13 incompletions. So let's rank this against what Aaron did. Aaron threw for 35 fewer yards, but with 6 more incompletions. He had 19 total. So I'd say if you add all that up, it sort of adds up to Tom Brady had the better overall football game. While Aaron Rodgers, you want to talk about weapons? I sat back in awe in my chair watching this game because Aaron Rodgers got Devontae Adams. Tom doesn't have a Devontae Adams.
What about Josh
He
Gordon?
doesn't have a Jimmy Graham.
What about Josh Gordon?
It's my turn. It's my turn. I'm
We're gonna
sorry.
skip stuff.
And did you see those 2 kids rise and shine last night for Aaron Rodgers? He's got 2 stud rookies, but especially that Marquez Valdez Scantling. I just like that's 2 games in a row where I'm just sitting back in awe. He's 6 feet 4 inches tall, and he could just go up and sky grab it. And he did it a couple of times last night, and I'm saying Brady didn't have anything like that because Brady is stuck with what's left of Josh Gordon. And you said it 2 weeks ago. Josh Gordon, I don't know, he looks like he's turned into a tight end because I don't see any burst. I don't see any downfield explosion. It's all he's got. But as you said, what did you say? I'm going to quote the great Shannon Sharp, the Hall of Famer. He looks like he's running with a piano on his back. And I'm just mystified by it.
Can I interest you for $5 for $130 and a touchdown?
Yeah, I know, but that's all you got because he makes it happen. And yet, let's talk about that throw of the game because this was the play of the game. So what happens on this play? You got trips left, and you got Hogan who just exits stage backwards. So he does a little pop back screen pass, and Edelman just kind of runs just a nothing route in the middle, and then Josh Gordon runs a deeper route, and it reminded me of the route tree of the Minnesota Miracle. Remember that? And the end of the play reminded me of the Minnesota Miracle because Tramon Williams went Marcus Williams, and he just whips. I don't know what he's doing because it was a terrific read, and it was a terrific throw, and it definitely was aimed at Josh Gordon. But what's Tramon doing? That's the ball game right there because I still, I was giving Aaron Rodgers a chance against what's left of Belichick's defense.
The question that I have, Skip, is what are the defensive backs doing? Because if you're going to make the hold on, why would if you think it's going to be a pass to Hogan, why would Edelman run past you?
I don't know because 2 underneath DBs jumped Hogan's route, which is in the backfield.
Exactly. So in other words, you would think if they're going to throw the ball to Hogan, Edelman's going to block at least one of you guys.
Blake Martinez came and took Edelman for what it's worth. He was limping at that point, but he took Edelman. And it looked like he pretty much had him controlled.
But here, you know what, Jenny? You know what I noticed? Skip Bayless loves QBR. He has yet to mention it. Skip Bayless, if you don't mind me asking, can you tell the people at home who has...
It's your turn.
It's your turn.
I didn't do my research on that.
It's your turn.
I don't have your kind of research.
Jenny,
I don't have that third level.
It's Skip's turn. Skip, go ahead.
Well, you always tell me passer rating is better than QBR. Tom Brady had a better passer rating.
Don't do that, Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless, are you going to do that to me this morning?
I have said this many... You give me the floor?
Yeah,
Thank you. I've said this many times. I said it on the old show many, many times. QBR, whoever does QBR at ESPN, they hate Tom Brady because everybody hates Tom Brady. Every time it's just shockingly bad. So I just gave you his numbers in the fourth quarter. He had a 37 QBR. It's incomprehensible.
Why incomprehensible?
Because he played much better than Aaron Rodgers. I just gave you the numbers.
You just told me on Friday, over the last 3 years, Tom Brady has the highest QBR of anybody.
I did not tell you that.
That's what you told me.
I did not tell you that.
I
didn't tell you that over the last 3 years.
So he doesn't have the highest QBR of anybody graded in the last 3 years?
I don't think so. You mean the highest single game?
No. The highest QBR cumulative over the last 3 years.
I don't know that.
So now, a guy that's graded QBR, now he hates it because it doesn't favor Tom Brady in this game.
I can show you times in the past on the old show when I would just sit back and say, how could you give him that for that?
I've been saying the exact same thing. How can someone throw for 4 touchdowns and the guy throws for 2 touchdowns and 1 interception and it has a higher QBR than the guy that threw for 4 touchdowns? But you just disregard that.
So let me give you another stat on Aaron Rodgers. In the first quarter last night, Aaron Rodgers threw 15 passes, which was the most in any quarter he's thrown in any first quarter over the last 2 years. They scored 3 points.
Yeah.
Is that good QBR? No, that's ineffective QBR. For the first half, the Packers ran 42 plays to Tom Brady's 31 plays. What was the score at halftime? They trailed 17-10. That's not good QBR.
Hold on, wait a minute. Now all you did was validate what I said on Friday. I told you Coach Belichick's defense in the fourth quarter, if you don't mind me asking, how many points did the Patriots defense allow in the fourth quarter, Skip Bayless?
Okay, this is the same defense that gave up 31 points to a first-year starter named Patrick Mahomes at home on a Sunday night. 31 in the second half. And your guy, Aaron Rodgers,
we're not
wait a second. In the fourth quarter, he goes 2 for 7.
I thought it was my turn.
Well,
is it my turn?
No, you were asking me rhetorical questions. I just told you. Can you believe this? Can you believe how Aaron Rodgers stunk up the joint last night in the fourth quarter? I'm serious. He stunk it up, but everybody's going to give him a pass. No, it's okay because his hand was hurt. He hurt his hand.
Hold on. There's no pass to be given. But did you see Tom Brady when Julian Edelman didn't stop on that shallow cross? And he fooled Tom Brady, and Tom Brady threw it behind him, and he turned around? Hold on. I want to hear what you got to say about that, showing this guy up.
Did you see what Julian Edelman did in the first quarter? He hit him right in the hands for 20 yards, and he cold dropped it. Did Tom get upset about that? Did he point at him? No.
I'm just asking you a simple question. You say Aaron Rodgers shows his guys up. You say you don't like quarterbacks that do that. He showed Julian Edelman up because Julian Edelman was supposed to sit down.
Didn't show him up. And
what do you do?
They are best friends. They are best friends.
It's okay.
Again, he just looked at him like, I thought you were going to go back.
Oh, that's what he looked at him at. That's not what he said. He's like, what are we doing? Stop. That's what he did, Skip. But you look, all I'm saying is this. Let's give the New England Patriots credit. They played better as a team. At some point in time, Skip, you can't keep hemorrhaging players. Brian Bulaga goes out. Remember, he only played 5 games last year. He's been. Hold on, Skip.
Don't start me on hemorrhaging because the Patriots have hemorrhaged all year.
Yeah. So you think they have more injuries than the
I don't know. More cuts for sure. Cuts and injuries.
No, but think about it. Not only are the Packers injured and they got backups playing to backups to backups, they're trading one of their best defensive players. I don't really know how Clint Dick getting a pick next year helps the Packers and Aaron Rodgers that's trying to get into the playoffs this year. But I digress. That's not what I'm talking about right now. I want to give the Patriots credit because the one thing we know is that they don't normally beat themselves. You have to beat them, which means you must take care of the football because you pay a price. There's a reason why they've only lost 18 games in Tom Brady's tenure as a starter. They don't normally lose there, and they definitely normally they don't lose if they win the turnover battle.
How many turnovers did they have last night?
They had what?
Who?
New
England.
Right.
New England had none.
Right.
None.
When you win the turnover battle, which means you have fewer than your opponent. So even although Green Bay only had 1, 0 is fewer than 1. Last I checked. I'm not good at math. I'm not Pythagoras or Einstein. But last I checked, 0 was fewer than 1. You have to win that battle when you play the Patriots. Also, when you get down in the red zone, you must put the ball into the end zone.
Sure.
And give the Patriots credit. They are bend but don't break. Coach Belichick says, I don't care anything about you having 700 yards passing or all this total offense. At the end of the day, if I keep you out of the end zone, I like my chances of winning the ball game. And that's what Coach Belichick did. Even when they went for it on 4th down, Coach Belichick says, look, you remember last week, Skip, the Rams went for it on 4th down. They got stopped, but guess what? Green Bay got the ball on the half-yard line. They tackle the guy in the end zone. They get a safety. So Coach Belichick said, you know what? I'm going to have a run blitz call, so there's a chance I hit you in the backfield. So he's constantly playing the field position battle. He's constantly putting his team in situation. But I think the thing that I like most about Coach Belichick is willing to sacrifice athleticism for smarts. If you look at the course of the game, early on, Devontae Adams had it going. Coach Belichick said, you know what? I'm going to roll coverage.